How you doing? Yeah, it's similar.
Same kind of paddle on it, or does it have a propeller?
It's kind of more like a bicycle style propeller.
Oh, you got a little fold motor on there too, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna get one of those things. Yeah, I thought, yeah, shit, you're gonna spend all that money in that thing. It's gonna be such a pain in the to get down there. You're still just gonna get on your bike.
I mean, you can get a small one. This is a little overkill, I guess you could say,
No,
but
that's nice. No, it is, but either. Yeah, that's like a bike. People go, how far can you go? I go, well, it's a bike. I can go forever.
yeah, exactly.
But,
Yeah.
But if I'm tired, I
Yeah.
get home in a hurry.
Well, this is just like a bike, so
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing. Well, good luck.
hey, take care. All right, guys, here we are, standing up, seeing a couple of, there's like a 4-pounder, 3-pounder. There's bass everywhere here. You know, this may be a predictable spot. Some of you guys who follow the New York series, you guys know I love this spot on the canal this time of year. I mean, there's fish everywhere. But I actually went to Cayuga this morning, and it was a little windy, so decided to go to the old trusty canal, which I think is appropriate because most of the time, I think almost every time when we do these New York swings, this is always like the first trip, the canal, the trusty canal spot. So there's bass everywhere. I've seen this before, not just here, but in a lot of places. The water's clear. They are a little spooky, so I don't know if they're going to be easy to trick, but they're here. That's the good news. Just got to figure out how to catch them. I've seen probably 50 bass in the first 30 yards. Is that on a bed? Yeah, I don't know if they're on bed or what. So I'm just staring at them. They're so big, massive. I mean, there's just a million of them. Yeah, they're spooky. Yeah, they're spooky. These fish are ain't gonna be easy to catch. I already know this. I've fished here many a times, long enough to realize when these fish are gonna be, they're tricky. How you doing? Any luck?
Couple. What do you get?
I haven't caught any yet.
Oh.
Yeah, just seeing them.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
All over. Dude, it is crazy how many fish are here. I mean, it is by the hundreds. I just don't know if it's going to be super productive fishing here right now in these conditions. Dude, look at this carp right here. 2 carp. Massive. Yeah, the problem is, like, there's also a bunch of small ones too, and even like the small ones aren't eating. You can tell the mood of every fish in this little canal. It's not a mood you want to be fishing for bass. I keep telling myself all these things, which basically means I should leave, but it's hard to leave fish when there's hundreds swimming around you. Good ones too. Golly, so wild. Okay, I promise they're bigger in here. I mean, at least one bit. Just so many of them. Alright, so we're gonna get out of here. For today at least. Maybe fishing on our way back, but I gotta show you guys something. Like, this is just an example. Check this out. There are so many fish here, it's insane. Like, this is just a little section, just to give you an idea as to what everything else looks like. mean, there was like 20 bass right there. At least. All 2 to 4 pounds too. There's a giant lurking under there. Yeah, it's a trip. Couple of solids. They're not on bed though. They're getting ready. They're thinking about it. They're not. Oh, giant 5-6 pounder. That's goofy. Holy crap. Okay, this is interesting. I've never seen this before, and I just saw it 3 times. So, again, holy crap, more. Let me get my thoughts together. So, usually when the fish are in the marina this time of year, loaded up, there's a reason why they're loaded up, why there's hundreds and hundreds of bass in the marinas. It's because all the fish on the main canal are in the marinas. They just don't want to be in the main canal. And it's so clear out here, crystal clear water, there's some good current going. But on my way to the next marina, I was just kind of glancing down. I mean, I can see all the way to the bottom in like 20 foot. Just looking for maybe a fish, maybe a sign of life. And it really looked the same as if there wasn't going to be anything. However, I just went over like 4 or 5 really big smallmouth up on the bank. Now, I don't think they were on bed. I think they were doing exactly what the largemouth were doing, getting ready to be on bed. I mean, I'll go look at them again, but I'm not too optimistic that I'll be able to catch them. But I've actually never seen smallmouth spawn in this canal. You have to usually go out to the lake to get the bedding fish, smallmouth. But we know that smallmouth don't mind that current, so they won't shy away from bedding in this stuff. Guys, I'm not joking. That might be a 5 to 6 pound smallmouth down there. I mean, oh my God, man. That's wild. That one I didn't see before. That one is just a football. Absolute football. Holy smokes. Oh my God. There's one of them right there. Not the big ones I was seeing, but alrighty. Man, I tell you what, coming to the canal, if you told me the first fish I was gonna catch, minus the dink bass, was a smallmouth, I'd be surprised, knowing that we weren't gonna go out into the main lake. Dude, it's a cold fish. But it's a fish that bit. Alright guys, this is the marina I am banking on to turn our first couple of outings around. A little dirtier water in here, not as much pressure. It should be in here. I know they're in here. Just whether or not we can get them to bite. That's the only thing. Again, dirtier water is what I'm hoping will trip them. Got one. There's definitely a bite there. Okay, I like that. It might be a good sign. There we go. There was one. Boat flip fail. Lip ya. Be a gentleman, though, lip ya. Alright, there we go. Man, if only the first canal was a little dirtier water. Not a big one, but it's a fun one. So, yeah. Same deal, setting up just the same. Probably a little more locked on bed, though, I'm guessing. That probably was a bed fish, because he bit it and I missed him the first time. Same cast, and he got it. So we're going to have to really pick this area apart, I believe, and do a little damage. Little one. Yeah, these guys are on the bed over here, I believe. There we go. Decent one. Alright, now we got into some fish. Some dirtier water. Yeah, finally. Actually the third. A little dirtier water, I think, makes a whole big difference. Right on the ends of them, yeah. That first marina, I wish the water was dirtier. I think it's too clear over there. Exactly. There we go. Better one. Good one. Nice. Yeah, here we go. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, sir. Seriously, imagine if that first marina was a little dirtier. It would be silly in there. There's another one. Shoot. Oh, we got my trailer. Holy smokes. Very fortunate the spot saved the day, or salvaged the trip. It always takes me a couple of days, couple of outings, I feel like, to dial in what's going on here in New York. Even though it's the same time of year, it's always like a little different. Not completely different by any stretch of the imagination, but a little different. Now when we head to the lakes like Cayuga, maybe Otisco, that'll be a whole nother puzzle to solve. But at least with like these couple of days of fishing, I have an idea as to what the fish in general are doing in the area. Telling you, man, if you didn't believe that dirty water makes a difference in the bite at certain times of year, I think this trip right here would have to prove it to you. Not a big one, but just fun getting bit this way. Milk this for all it's worth. There ain't much other than this today, that's for sure. Big one, I think. Oh my god, there was one with it too. Jeez Louise. Fighting a lot bigger than he actually is. Damn, man. Feels like I can get bit at almost every cast. Let's try something a little brighter, a different look. Ooh, the red. They like the red. I'm not worried about the braid with this water being dirty. Definitely is going to pop a little more, I think. Got this on a little Texas rig. It's actually a flipping setup. Just, you know, figured you're going to cycle, or I'm going to cycle through this area a couple of times at least, so might as well mix it up on them, give them a little different look. Good one. Good one. Man. Kind of like shooting a fish in a barrel, but not really. Thought he was way bigger than that. Was that the weirdest thing? I had one swing off of it over there, set the hook, and a fish jumped over there. What in the world? That like just made my brain hurt. Gosh, there's a lot of freaking fish back here. It's probably just like the first one, first marina, except I just can't see him here. When I turn it off, or a lot of the time, it's a pattern. It makes you slow down. Actually, a pretty good one. Look how fat these fish are. It's so stupid. I don't know if it's the color or just the rigging of this bait that makes it seem like it's a better choice right now to catch these fish. I mean, the jig was definitely getting crushed, but I feel like I'm getting way more bites on this. Kind of can drag it through these areas a little better too. Man. Oh boy, this is fun. Oh, son of a gun. That was a good one. That was big fish of the day. Whoops. Another one over there. Golly. Yeah, the one I just had on was way bigger than this, and this is a solid one. See, that's why I come to New York in the spring, or early summer. Spring, early summer, pretty much, I don't know, 6-7 months out of the year, you probably can't go wrong. Little guy. Yeah, these are the same areas I fished the jig when I first got in here. Now I'm catching more fish, so this setup clearly more productive. Oh, there's a good one. There we go. Oh, that's a feisty one. Chunk. Goodness. Alright, I think I've jacked with these fish enough. Let's work our way out of here and keep fishing. Probably head back towards the launch. I don't know, maybe fish for smallies. Maybe check one marina that I actually skipped. Never really had good luck there, but maybe I'll have to check it just to see the water clarity. Happy this one paid off. Got my money's worth. Definitely got our money's worth in here. Ooh. There's a million fish over here. These just look like redfish. Now, are you? I don't know. Hard to say. I think I actually found one on a bed. Are you on a bed? Oh, yeah, they are on bed. Well, guess what we're doing? Dude, is that a female and it? Whoa. Oh my god. Okay, I'm excited now. I'm excited. Excuse me. Let me hold my horses. glad I looked around a little bit before I left, because even though this part of the marina is clear, I can see to the bottom, there's some monsters over here on bed. There's like a 5 in front of me. That might be the female with this one that's on a bed. Like, I'm pretty sure this one's a male on a bed. It's like a 3-pounder, but the female, if that's the female with it, she and the male just got real hot on the little jig. So, ooh, getting all tingly inside, getting all tingly. Yeah, that one's on a bed. That might be the female. She's going right back to it. Come on, baby. Come on, get it, big girl. Oh, the male's on it. She keeps chasing the big one away. That's weird. That's not what I thought was going on. It's like the big one wants to get on the bed and the other one won't let it. Selective. See, there's the big one. And it keeps going over towards the bed. And every time it does, the one I'm fishing for, like, scares it away. Like, nips at it. Oh, she got it. Got it that time. Dude. So this is a small one compared to what I'm seeing around me. That's weird. So yeah, that's the funny part, is what I thought was the female was actually just another male, or maybe it's a female, on another bed that I was initially just getting over. I didn't realize there was a bed there. And I kept going to this one's bed, and this one was like trying to get rid of it. So now that I've spent some time here, I've seen, I don't know, there's like 5 or 6 good ones on beds. Kind of interesting. Like, locked. Clearly that one was locked. Took a while to get them to bite, but a bunch of beds over here and some really quality ones. Like this one over here is like, it's gotta be a 4 or 5. It is spooky though. It is spooky. Again, that was the one that I was sitting over there and it kept coming to this bed, like, because I was over its bed. Yeah, and this one's like nipping at it. Like, get out of here. Worm. Maybe a little flatty. Oh, we got it. Just a flatworm. That's a big one too. See, look how big this fish is. Oh my God. Look at this fish. Look at this fish, guys. Come here. Come here. Oh my God. Told you it's a big one. Whew. Yeah, just a little max scent flatworm's all it took. Should have probably tried that earlier. There's a nice one. Thanks, Mama. I mean, there's a bunch more bedfish here. I just don't know if I want to spend the time bed fishing. It's not that easy to catch them. Man, that's a tank. That's a tank. Drop, he bit it. This is not even a bad fish, and this is the smallest of the bunch. Thanks, bud. It's the magical little marina. Oh, look at that one little dog. Look how big that one is. You guys want to would you? Oh my God! I guess they would eat a frog. Oh my gosh. Man, that was one of the craziest frog bites I've ever had in my life. Saw the fish under the dock, picked up a swamp lord, skipped it under there. Bass eats frog, game over. What the heck? That never works out. Well guys, today was a much more productive day of fishing. Started out kind of slow. We came back, of course, to the old trusty canal. Like I said, when we got here this morning, I think just about the last 4 or 5, maybe 6, 7 times I've been in New York, the first video or the first place I go is always the canal. Now, granted, we started at the bank, but then the second spot is still technically the canal. And the game plan for today was to go to Cayuga. It was kind of windy. Took that as a sign that we needed to just go to the trusty canal. So we went to the trusty canal, got to the canal, launched the kayak, water, gin clear, fish everywhere, bass, bluegill, perch, pike, pickerel. It was pretty crazy. Basically like an aquarium back here, which is always cool to look at, but usually in that situation, especially right now when they're not completely locked on bed, they're kind of just cruising around, kind of a tough bite. And it was, I think maybe we caught one small one on a wacky general. And believe me, a lot of fish saw my baits today in this little canal. So long story short, we left here, we got out of here, we went onto the main canal, which typically this time of year, the reason some of these marinas are so loaded up is because there's really not any fish out on the main canal, with it being really clear water, some current, and it's actually a lot cooler out there too. However, as I was kind of glancing down with the gin clear water, I did notice some pretty good smallmouth looking like they were about to spawn or get up on bed. They're kind of just like the ones in the first marina, real skittish, real finicky. Did catch one on a little finesse jig, but that's it, and really didn't see much else. So I moved on, I kept going down the canal. I think I saw a few stragglers. Some of them looked actually pretty sickly on the main canal, but just nothing really popping there. Summer, fall time, that's when I'll fish the more main canal stuff. When it gets weeded up, grassed up, they go out there, they're more comfortable. Anyways, I went all the way to the second, or really the last marina that I had in my back pocket for hopefully some good fishing. I knew the fish would be in there. They always are, especially if they're in the first one. You know they're in the other ones, but what's different about this one is at the very back of it, it has some dirty water. Usually when the fish are hard to catch and the water's super clean, that's partly the reason, or maybe a big reason. And today that proved true. We went back in that marina, dirtier water, started throwing around a jig, a little skipping jig, so we can get it up by the docks, by the boat hoist, stuff like that. Didn't take long at all. We got bit, we got thumped, just like we did last year, kind of repeating history a little bit here. But yeah, that was fun. Finally got on some quality fish on a fun bite. Some solids in the mix. I mean, they were loaded up just like they were in this marina. Again, the only difference is the water was dirty and I just couldn't see them, which proved to be a huge help in getting them to bite. So yeah, a lot of fun doing that. And I did change over to it's a punch rig, but we'll just say it's a Texas rig. One of my favorite baits for this time of year in New York specifically is that Skeet's Hot Craw, that Pit Boss. Have a 3/4 ounce weight on that peg, and a lot of the time I just throw that to the bank. I'd either get bit right away or I would just kind of drag it back and then I'd get bit on the way back. So probably just dragging it through some beds. And I mean, there was a lot of fish back there. After we kind of wore them out for a while, the bite slowed down, started to work my way out of there. Now, as I was working my way out of there, the water did clean up and I started noticing fish actually locked on bed. So did the whole bed fishing deal. And then probably the highlight of the day right at the end was I was going by a dock, and just the way the sun was hitting the dock and the shade, I could see these fish subsurface right under the dock. So I just kind of did a little turnaround, grabbed my frog, skipped it under that dock, twitch, something sucked it under, set the hook. Frogfish. One of the coolest eats, catches that I've experienced on a frog. Just seeing that fish and kind of just turning around real covertly and skipping that frog in there. It's a satisfying feeling. So that was cool. I actually had a few more fish blow up on the frog. I lost one halfway of the boat. So there was definitely some kind of frog bite going on. It was just near impossible to fish with all that cottonwood snarled up on your line and your braid and your frog and going through your guides. If you guys have a solution to getting that stuff off your line any faster than I am, because I cannot get that stuff off quickly, please let me know. That stuff is a nuisance. It is now 4:30 and happy to say that we got on some fish, figured out a little something today thanks to the good old trusty canal. I guess the lesson for me is every time I come home to New York, we got to do the canal first. We just have to make it a tradition. It already is a tradition. I guess the canal was telling me to keep it a tradition. But guys, I am still here for another couple of weeks. We're gonna do some fishing for sure. We're gonna continue on with some different bodies of water. I think it's just a no-brainer that we have to go to Cayuga at some point, maybe Otisco, maybe we go to Seneca, maybe we venture somewhere else, Canisius, Honeoye, Hemlock, I don't know, go up near Syracuse, Oneida, maybe fish some of the other canals that I haven't fished in a long time. Who knows? The options are so endless around here and everything is so close in the grand scheme of things. It's one of the things I love about coming home to New York. It's different, it's nice, it's convenient. But guys, as always, I thank you for watching, for coming along, and I will see you guys in the next one.